Hello, all you warriors, sorcerers, and fellow patriots. Welcome back to Mo's Kingdom. This is Guardian Mo's back online, making another video. So, I'm sure most of you around my age have probably studied a work or two by William Shakespeare, and one of his most famous plays, Othello, actually mentions a very important terminology called Machiavellianism. And I know what you're thinking. How does this connect with Nigel Farage? Well, just hear me out. So I'm going to spoil it for you if you haven't looked into Othello. So Othello is like a merchant who I don't know comes to Venice, and then he tries to hook up with a female character. I've got a name, and there's this other character, the antagonist called Iago. And throughout the play, he kind of tricks Othello into thinking that his wife his lover has committed infidelity, and he tries to deceive him, lie to him, trick him, manipulate him, whisper in his ear, tell him all sorts of things which are not true. And in the end, Othello kills his lover and also kills himself, I think. Yeah, he kills himself. And it's one of the biggest tragedies in, all of Shakespeare's plays. So this term, Machiavellian, it's been popping up a lot recently in regards to how Nigel Farage has betrayed his voters, his voter base. He's betrayed many of the people, the British people, who have had genuine interest in UK politics and wanted a serious change to our country. They wanted Nigel Farage to address the issues that the UK faces, but it's all gone down the toilet. And with Nigel Farage, all the numerous scandals that the Conform party is embroiled in, this just demonstrates the Machiavellian, cunning, manipulative, narcissistic nature that Nigel Farage has, and he is a literal reiteration of Iago's character in this Shakespearean play. It was brought to my mind the other day, just thinking back about how I studied Shakespeare's plays. And there's also another terminology called foreshadowing as well. Foreshadowing is when there's little hints, little clues within the story that preemptively predict or foretell the demise of a character or the future, the ending, the outcome of what's going to happen. Same with Romeo and Juliet. There's foreshadowing in all sorts of places in these stories. And all of Conform, this Conform party's involvement with these scandals, with the departure of Ben Habib, kicking him out, kicking Rupert Lowe out, firing numerous members of their party for the sake of the party, to further Nigel Farage and Mohammed Yusuf's personal interests, to fuel their own egos. That is nothing short but manipulation, in my estimation at least. And this is all of these little mini Easter eggs, these little clues and hints that we're observing from a distance on social media of the Reform Party's actions, of Nigel Farage's actions, his leadership. They're all foreshadowing their decline. The Reform Party is tanking in the numbers, and there's no going back. We need a political party that will stand for the British people in a genuine way. And the only party that is currently doing that is UKIP. I'm sorry to say. But the Conform party have just exposed themselves. Nigel Farage is a snake in the grass. He is a snake. And with the power of social media, obviously, we've been able to observe this, and he's exposed himself. Now, I do understand not all Conform voters are avid social media users. Some of them belong to the older generation, Perhaps they don't have as much access to social media as us. And not everyone's on Twitter X. Not everyone's not everyone's using YouTube Premium like I am. You know, those 30-second YouTube adverts, they can kind of turn you off from, deter you from binge watching YouTube videos, which is not necessarily the most healthy thing to do. But that's what keeps me the most informed about, you know, updates and news pieces, things regarding the UK. But I just want to end by saying, you know, we cannot vote for a deceitful leader like Nigel Farage, this snake in the grass, because by voting for such a deceitful, manipulative, Machiavellian leader, a deceitful party, you are not just deceiving. You're not just doing a detriment to your own country. You are deceiving yourself. Just remember that you are deceiving yourself. We cannot let that happen. This Guardian mode's clocking out. Be sure to leave a comment down below what you think about all of this. But I'll see you in the next video. Have a good rest of your day.